Hi guys. Okay, so here is the tea. I don't have any tea actually. What am I doing? Okay, hold on. That needs to be remedied immediately. Okay, actually, you know what? Work smarter, not harder. I am going to do a little something, and while that's drying, I'm gonna make my tea. So, I am in this process of taking my old book journal, this Moleskine special edition Star Wars notebook, and turning it into something prettier because as you can see, it's just like book reviews. It's just very plain. And I love recording what I think about books and doing it in a paper format that's not like a Goodreads, even though I do use Goodreads. And I want to make it into something prettier. So in the first episode that I posted, I took this notebook, and it is a Lectrum soft cover. I got the idea to get this from watching Overall Adventures on YouTube, and I love her journaling content, and so she was talking a bit about, she had gotten like a sponsorship, I think, which is really cool, and I just was very drawn in by this for a multitude of reasons. And when I was considering basically switching over to something fresh, something new, and kind of starting from scratch and making it pretty, I kind of was drawn to this. And so in the first episode, I created this. It is this cute little spread that just says reading journal that I'm not gonna lie, I just like love. And I feel like, you know, sometimes I feel like when I'm creating things, like I don't do it very well, but I just feel like this turned out really, really cute. So yay, happy for that. Okay, let's see there. And then this just says from the library of Meg Jones. And then this first page here, I ended up starting and hating and cutting out if you saw my first video, which is kind of tragic. Like, it makes me sad, but anyways. So then we have this, and this is Books of the Past, and this is just supposed to look like a little bookshelf, where it has just like all of my books I've read on these little stickies. And I feel like the idea turned out pretty good, but I wish that I feel like the paper that I chose made it like really dark. So it's like you can still see it, but I feel like on video it's hard to tell that there's things even written on there. But I like the spread itself. Like, I think it's pretty, and I have some more books to fill in here since the last time that I did this. So that's cool. The next page that I did was a spread that I don't think I included in my last video. So this spread I'm gonna show right here. I'm gonna show you the clip of me doing this. So I'm gonna insert that now. All right, so for today, I have some plans. So in this page here, I want to fill in some other books that I don't care that much about. So here I have The Outsiders, The Old Man and the Sea, A Child Called It, and Holes. So just really random books, and books that I didn't particularly enjoy at the time. And so I want to now start with the first page I have here, which has Crank, The Fault in Our Stars, and Push. Those are 3 novels that I want to put here, and just kind of do another little thing that's maybe a little bit thematic, but it's not like a whole spread for one individual book, because I didn't love any of those books at the time that I read them. I am kind of interested in reading Hemingway, but I think if I do, I'm going to start with A Movable Feast. Anyways, that's for another time, but I have something really, really exciting. Okay, on this next spread here, I'm gonna dedicate it to something, you guys. I'm gonna dedicate it to something that was informative. Now, if you've seen one of my other recent videos, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. Okay, so if anyone is interested, just take a guess in the comments or whatnot before I flip the page and give you the little hint of what I'm gonna do a spread for. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Twilight series. It's such a vibe. The vibes are immaculate. And I am like, I have to do a full spread. And so I have some fun things here that I want to cut out and use as part of my spread. So like I have this like wolf postcard. If you're confused on any of these references, then I'm sad for you. You weren't raised right. You need to reevaluate everything you've ever. All right, guys, so this is kind of like the vibe I'm going for. Okay, so I've got this like very Pacific Northwest kind of like foggy tree situation. I've got the city of Forks welcomes you. I have another very Pacific Northwest. Like I live in Washington and like can confirm this is how it looks a lot of the year. I wish it looked like this a lot of the year, but it's not this. I've got the iconic moment of when Edward protects her from an oncoming car from a high school driver, another fellow classmate who's about to just like kill her. And so there's that iconic moment that just made me like swoon and buckle in the knees as like a 15-year-old. And then I have this little situation here. It's Bella's house, another little moment between them. And then I think it's La Push. And then them in the field, so iconic. So that's kind of like the vibe. That's the stuff I've gathered that just like reminds me of, it. Okay guys, so what I'm thinking is that I am like, the way that I watercolor is literally by just like splish splashing watercolor paint around and like making colors that I like, because I'm not talented in the like drawing, painting, coloring, anything like that. And so I have this like really cheap chalky palette from forever ago. I have this palette that I made of just like different colors. And then I have this like shiny palette here. And so what I'm thinking of doing is basically trying a little watercolor demo and seeing if I can find a color combo I like that kind of goes with this, you know, like kind of blue, green, gray, kind of just fall, autumnal. Oh gosh, I gotta stop saying that darn word. Just basically some watercolors that have a very Pacific Northwest vibe. I have this little pen thing here. I do have some nicer brushes, but I'm not trying to like break out a whole thing right now. I'm just trying to do something a little quick, a little artsy. So let me figure out the placement here. Work with me, guys. So I'm gonna cut the corners on this. So I'm gonna do this. Okay, right, I'm gonna do this situation here, which doesn't really work because it's not quite long enough, but we're gonna go with it. Okay, and then I might do Twilight down here stamped. And then let's see. Maybe like down here I do this. No, I'm not loving that. So what is important of these for me to have? Just for the record, guys, I am Team Edward, like 100%. Like, Jacob, get out of here, bro. You're not wanted. Oh my gosh, should I just do like one of these moments? Should I just do just a direct moment like that? Maybe. I'm not hating it, honestly. Maybe like this. I don't know, like the book cover is not naturally finding its way to this situation here. So let's try this. Because I feel like we've got like the trees from this. And so what we're kind of left with is like at least one of these two moments I want between them. And the book cover I feel like has to, because, you know, and the book cover has to because it's going to be a constant throughout this journal, is that I'm going to have like the book covers, even though it's just not naturally kind of flowing for me right now. And then let's see, like maybe this. I have to also have space to actually write what I think about the book. Okay, wow. All right, so I was not patient, I'm not gonna lie. The end result is so-so. It's kind of matching like the colors, kind of, you know, whatever, it is what it is. I did my best. I have these little, oh, that's whiteout. I have these little glue tape things that I'm gonna use to secure these. So I'm gonna kind of go back and place everything again. Now, funny enough, guys, I actually don't think I ever even recorded in my book journal. I don't think I ever recorded Twilight. Like, book journal was pre-Twilight. This was like 2014 when I started recording, which is very soon into like my reading career. Like, I started reading, like Twilight was what started me reading. So that's why it is such a fond thing for me. When I was a little girl, it was Junie B. Jones and the Magic Tree House, and as an adult, or sorry, as a teenager, then it was Twilight and also the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon, by which I mean I only read the first one. Anyways, so guys, I love this photo and it is a part of the vibe, but like it almost completely ruins the color scheme I'm going for. So I think, as much as I don't want to, I think I'm gonna kind of do like this, maybe. And I wonder even like, no. Okay, I think that looks really cute. I'm really happy with how that turned out. So yay, 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 yay. I'm so sick of doing spreads and hating the way things turned out. So I love that. Okay guys, so I've written my review and it's more just looking back on the effect that it had on me since I don't remember specifics. I know I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 because true to that time, I probably would have been really extra and given it like a 6 out of 5 because I had like a phase where I gave things a 6 out of 5 instead of like a 5 out of 5 actually meaning a 5 out of 5. And so it's like, I'm just gonna stay true to myself, even though if I read it now in adulthood, I probably wouldn't give it a 5 out of 5. At that time, it was a 5 out of 5 to me. And it had a profound effect on me as a reader. It is what sparked my love of reading in kind of those very formative years. It's what, it really honestly helped me find certain parts of myself. And there were certain parts of myself in the equivalent of Midwest in Canada that, you know, weren't as easily felt out. Like the vibe of the Pacific Northwest is not very present, you know, obviously in a completely different part of the country. And so I felt really seen in these movies, and like there was a part of myself that just wasn't seen in Canada that was in these movies. And I can't really explain it other than that. It was profoundly important to me, other than just like me being absolutely in love with Edward Cullen. I said, well, Twilight probably wouldn't have been a series that I would gravitate towards in adulthood. It was beyond formative at the time that I read it. Since I don't have a review written from when I originally read it some 12, 13, 14 years ago, I do know how much it shaped me as a person and as a reader. Before I even knew what it was about Twilight that I liked so much, I was so drawn to the Pacific Northwest mood and color palette. Even though I don't believe in manifestation, I wonder how much that sleepy little town called Forks had an impression on me. If in some weird way I manifested my life out here in the rainy Pacific Northwest as a 15-year-old reading Twilight in my bed from the Canadian Midwest. Okay guys, this is my review. I feel like it's pretty cute. I'm gonna probably put something down here so that I feel like it fills up the space a little bit. What I am gonna do is gonna be very offensive, very controversial. Okay, guys, I'm gonna write hashtag Team Edward across here and I can't help myself, all right? So you know what? It is what it is. Wow, fate of all fates. That mushroom turned out a little bit weird. Guys, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Hey guys, I'm just gonna be real. I think after doing this spread, I'm feeling pretty tired. So I think I'm just gonna tidy up my stuff. I'm gonna call it a day. You know, that was a lot of work to get this to happen. And you know, it's part of the creative process. It's part of using up my ephemera that I have and just getting excited about books that I've read and things of that sort. So I'm gonna actually tape this down because it keeps kind of popping up. Okay. Okay guys, so that is the finished product. I think I'm gonna call it a night. That was a lot of filming time. It's gonna be a while to edit it. And in the time I've made this, the sun has gone down. So I think I'm gonna call it a night for tonight. I'm so excited. I think it turned out really good and I feel like I honored something that was really important to me in doing this, something that was very formative to me. I actually don't mind this like tape and how that kind of came through in the end. And oh my gosh, I was really scared. I smudged that again. I'm gonna let this set because I have a feeling it could smudge very, very easily. So I love that we have the series cover, we have some watercolors, we have my review of like in hindsight, we have Bella's dad's house, we have the wolves with Team Edward over top, which is kind of a slap in the face to him. And then we have this little situation with the quote and like their little moment and Twilight vertical with like the little stamps. I just think it's really cute. I'm happy with it. And I just thank you guys so much for joining me. It's an honor that you would spend time with me and I hope you guys have a good day. I'm gonna do this spread that I wanted to do on the other side another day, I think, because I think I'm just a little bit wiped out. So I'm gonna listen to myself. And that was probably a pretty long video anyways, so yay. Have a good one, guys.